What's up, everyone? Dan here, Crypto Capital Venture, July 26, 2018. I hope you're doing well. What a long day it's been. Who do we have in here so far? We just started. We've got Sean Green. We've got Mexican Charlie Lee. My computer is... So I'm sitting here working, and all of a sudden, my desktop on my Mac, everything is gone, just disappeared. So after this live stream, I'm hoping I can restart this computer, and it comes back. But you guys don't care about that. You want to talk about Bitcoin. Bitcoin going down, Litecoin going down, Winklevoss ETFs rejected. A lot going on in crypto world. I'm definitely going to talk about some of those things. Definitely going to look at Bitcoin price action. Ariel, how are you doing? I'm doing well. John Grieve in the house. Todd, what's up? Poseidon Lou is here. What's up, Poseidon Lou? Donnie Barker, Philip, Drew Blood. What's up, man? Trying to give it a couple seconds, couple minutes for everybody to get in here. We'll put a timestamp for any replay viewers. And yeah, we got some things to go over today, don't we? How's everybody doing? I had a very, very long day. Usually, when you see me doing a live stream, it's because I had a long day and it's nighttime. I want to do a video, but I don't feel like editing. Usually, when I'm doing a live stream, it's because I'm lazy. Thornton Plumbing, yo man, what's up? Elliott Wave Continuation, says JJ26970. JJ, you need a new screening. James Kim, what's up, man? Can we get a $50 Litecoin for one day? He says Poseidon Lou. Poseidon Lou, I know what you'll be doing at a $50 Litecoin. I know what you're probably doing now at an $83 Litecoin. I could imagine you're buying some Litecoin. Needhan says, sorry about the drive to New York City. Yeah, so I posted on Twitter. Today. I drove to New York City, and it was a huge bust, a huge fail. And I'm actually going to cover that tweet. I have it up on my screen because there's a couple things I want to point out, and I want to talk to you about. I'm buying more. I don't even care, says Corey Roberts. You'll get a $50 Litecoin, says Randall McMurphy. We got McMurphy in the house. A bear waiting for that $50 Litecoin. Drew Blood, $9.99 super chat. Getting things started right. I'm just embracing the super chats, guys. I don't know what else to say. He says, Drew Blood says, let's get it started. Keep it positive. Right? You got to keep it positive. We got to keep it positive. And that's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing this live stream, so we can gather in this small little community that we're building, right? And we can just hang out for a little bit. We can look at prices even if it's going down, and we can stay positive. Jose Miguel Lopez says, and I think actually, yeah, Jose, I actually have your post from our Launchpad social network. I have it pulled up. I'm going to bring it up on the screen actually in a little bit. So, pretty cool. Josh Bailey says it was just the Winklevoss Twins ETF. That's something we're going to talk about in this video, which is price down because of Winklevoss Twins ETF, or is it down because it's down? And we're going to talk about that. So, good points, guys. Please be realistic, though. I would rather hear bearish truth, even as a bull. Agreed, Anthony. Agreed. It's always a good idea to cover the bearish side of things, the bearish angle. Thornton Plumbing, a $9.99 super chat. Appreciate you guys when you do that. You put a little pep in my step. It's all big and yellow on my screen. It's fun to see. I keep playing with this because I have my original wedding ring that we got married with on July 4th, which came before the wedding and it was too big. So I had to get a new one that fits, but I'm keeping this one. And I can't get used to having a necklace on just yet. So forgive me if I keep touching that. Jim Flanagan says it's down because it's down. If market cap hits $220 billion, something is wrong. All right, so let's jump in. I have a few things I want to cover. And first, we can cover... Let's cover this real quick. I think this is important, right? Because I know we have a lot of entrepreneurs here. I know we have a lot of soon-to-be entrepreneurs and investors. So today I posted this on Twitter. You can see it here. My big cheesy smile. Drove a total of 5 hours today to a potential client in New York City. I was really excited about it. He was a no-show. Why am I happy? And I said every fail buys an entrepreneur one token to success. Days like this are impossible to avoid. They happen. If I'm not failing, it means I'm doing something wrong. So being in this game for 10 years, it's probably one of the biggest lessons I've learned. And I want to point out some of these comments are awesome, like E from Light School. I eat failure for breakfast. Sarah, my beautiful wife, just words of encouragement as always. And then we have this one. We have P plus double. Wasting that much time on a no-show, he says, is simply wasting time. Real failure is different. With due respect, you broadcasting it only exposes your naivety in the business world. Yes, we're all constantly learning, and keeping positive is good, but failure is not to be embraced. This guy called me naive for maintaining a positive attitude and learning from failure. He said, don't know what to say other than I completely disagree. All my success in life is founded upon the fact that much wisdom is gained from failure, and it is to be embraced. But thanks for calling me naive. Awesome feedback. And I'm sorry to bore you with this if you're bored, but hopefully some of you are picking up with what I'm putting down, which is, if you are an entrepreneur, if you have your own passions, you have your own dreams that you haven't even, they're on the shelf still, and you haven't even stepped into the game yet to try your own thing, you're going to be met with failure constantly. Everybody is met with failure, even the greats. Even the billionaire greats today still fail. And if you don't learn how to embrace that failure and learn from it, it's going to be a rough ride. But if you learn early, it's awesome. What cracks me up about this guy is BDouble, who called me naive. I went to his Twitter and look at a retweet that he had from May 25th. He retweeted, "The emotional journey of creating anything great requires crossing the dark swamp of despair. Outsiders almost never see the crazy belief and persistence required to cross that chasm." I'm confused, man. The emotional journey of creating anything great. And there it is. It's an awesome chart. It's one of my favorite illustrations. It's very popular. But, this guy that commented, he retweeted this, but he literally is part of that dark swamp of despair. He's that negativity, right? It's the people in your life. If you're an investor, an entrepreneur, if you're taking risks and chances, part of that dark swamp can even be your closest family, your friends. It could be anybody. And I've seen it over and over again. That just throws negativity and disbelief your way. You got to endure those things. And yes, embracing failure is part of that. I'm sorry. I'm preaching a little too much. But I wanted to cover that because I thought it was important, because I know, and it's a little bit different of a dynamic, but in this cryptocurrency space, we're in a new world. We're in uncharted waters where we really are kind of the outcasts right now in the world, right? You can go anywhere. You can bring up cryptocurrency or Bitcoin. I was just at a restaurant with Sarah the other day, and I heard, or actually it wasn't Sarah, it was my buddy Ed, and I heard these people talking in the corner about Bitcoin, how it's a fad, and that's what's up against us. And along this fad that we're in, there will be failures, We'll fail, you'll fail, I'll fail. But that's the path to greatness. So BDouble, thanks for the awesome comment on Twitter. So let's kick things off over at cryptocapitalventure.io. Go sign up over there if you haven't. It's free. Trying to build a cool social network, but we have some cool things posted, daily. We have a cool community growing over there. If you want to be a part of it, go over there and join the launchpad. But Jose Miguel Lopez, he posted today, and he said wave C of 2 going down to about 61.8 Fibonacci, retracement of wave 1 right on schedule. And he posted in the chat today, and we have a lot of this happening over there. I know Tech Lords is big on TA. He's over there talking about these things. So if you want to kind of jump into that conversation, do it. But what's cool about what Jose said and what he charted out here is a really good illustration of what we talk about here on the channel. So he has right here that 618 in his wave C. And this was 5 hours ago, I believe, around when he posted. And you can tell we've broken through that since then. But one thing I want to point out to you is we talk about this all the time. I don't take out Fibonacci a lot, but when I do, I always want to mention that the 786 is a really important line to watch as well in crypto, because 786 is a more volatile market area that you'd want to look out for. So yes, the 618 important, but equally important in my opinion is the 786. So this channel that you see on the screen from, and hopefully you can see my screen. Yes. So this channel that you see on the screen from, the 618 down to the 786 on Jose Lopez's chart is an important channel. And it really is basically the channel that I tweeted about yesterday. We talked about in the video on Litecoin, the $82 to $84. Very important support channel for Litecoin. So pretty cool comment that I just, right before I started this, came up. And we always have an ongoing chat over here. Jim Flanagan, he posted a chart from the good old Litecoin days. So wanted to point that out, Jose. Thank you for pointing that out over there on the Crypto Capital Venture Launchpad website. Really appreciate it. Definitely want to keep our eyes on that price action, and the $82 to $84 area right now in Litecoin is, look at the chart. There it is. We're right at the bottom there of that trend line, testing that support line right now at $83.22. So, as someone just said, so do I need to sell all now? Thornton Plumbing with another super chat. Please look up Bob Proctor, Path to Agreement Professional Selling. Listen and learn and sell and make money. Good tip, Thornton. I don't think I never checked that one out. I'll have to look into it, man. Appreciate the super chat. I really do. So what else are you guys saying? 3 hours. So Thornton Plumbing says, look it up, Dan. A 3-hour seminar, worth it. Oh, okay, cool. Bitcoin is king, Litecoin is queen. Who is the prince and princess? I'm sure we're gonna have some Digibyte comments answering Smurf Herder. Lincoln says, I just can't convince myself why we would need both Litecoin and Digi when Digibyte is so much faster than Litecoin. Oh, we have a Digibyte lover in the house. Drew Blood says, Lincoln, diversify. I like it. Mexican Charlie Lee says, I'm not selling. K Sepp says, what did you drive 5 hours for? I drove 5 hours. I had a prospective client in the crypto space. If you don't know, I'm a recruiter in the space. And one thing that's really cool, which will benefit all of you, is I've been in talks with current clients in the blockchain space, former clients that I've done work for, about starting to integrate what they're working on into this channel. So just want to give you a heads up. I know I've been talking about a lot that I work with really cool projects outside of Litecoin. You're probably going to start getting a little taste of those projects. I'm not going to be shilling like any type of ICOs or anything like that, but these projects I chose to work with for a very particular reason. These are projects that actually have viable use case, and they are, in my opinion, going to make moves in this industry and will be part of this story of blockchain, making its way and making its own path in the ecosystem that we live in on so many different platforms. So I'm going to start talking about these clients that I've worked with and showcasing them, featuring them, so you guys can learn about, outside of even Litecoin, what else is going on in blockchain, because there's a ton of crazy platforms being built that even from my own experience, I'm just like, man, I could have used that at one time. So really cool. How are you Russian proofing the social media? We don't want you in front of Congress now. Old School Comp Sai says, Dan, I'm a programmer with 22 years of experience. I'm getting into blockchain. I need to send you my resume. Of course, man. 22 years programmer. Absolutely. I would love to see your resume, man. Email me at dan@cryptocapitalventure.com and we'll connect over there. Corey Robert says, Dan, is there a lot of jobs in blockchain as a salesman marketer? Not yet, Corey. Not yet. And I think I've talked about that on this channel before. Most of my searches right now, most of my clients are, they're in need of blockchain engineers as well as traditional engineers. Actually, most of my blockchain clients are actually looking for mainly traditional engineers. So maybe only around 20 to 30% of my clients are actually looking for, engineers with Solidity, production grade experience. So a lot of blockchain crypto companies hiring traditional engineers right now. Not so much on the sales end yet, but definitely in time, in the future, soon to be future, I think they're going to start needing some sales. So, what's up, Josh Elliott? What's going on? So Corey's looking for marketer positions. Dan looks down today. He is not sparked up. His body language is not positive. Oh man, I need to have a drink right here. I will not tell you my ingredients to this refreshing summer drink, but I am definitely tired right now. I drove 5 hours today. All right, so let's do it. I'm sorry, Abar Mard, who asks if we can talk about the ETF. Let's do it. So, by the way, real quick, before I do that, I know some of you are wondering where is the Bitcoin dominance on our market cap website. When you're on the dashboard page, all you do is click dominance donut, and it pulls up Bitcoin market dominance right there for you. So just want to throw that out there. So now we're going to go to the news. Winklevoss ETF application rejected by the SEC. Will other submissions be denied too? So let's read through. I mean, it happened today. I bet you it's 50-50 split. How many of you actually think it's the ETF? Why price is down? I tend not to really think it is the ETF. So I kind of want to get a sense of what you all are thinking out there. So here it is. Winklevoss ETF application rejected. Will the other submission be rejected? Whilst the Winklevoss effort wasn't the most anticipated application for a Bitcoin ETF, the ruling from the SEC seems to be directed at the cryptocurrency market itself rather than a specific proposal. It therefore seems likely that high-profile applications like that from the Van Eck and SolidX partnership will also be rejected on similar grounds. According to rules at the SEC, the regulator has until August 16th to act on this specific proposal. It's not the first time the twins have faced rejection from the SEC. Last year, there was immense optimism that a prior application from the Winklevoss Bitcoin Trust would be accepted. Many within the cryptocurrency space believe that such an ETF can only mean higher prices, since such a fund would need to lock up great quantities of Bitcoin for its clients, hence the buying pressure we've seen as of late. So here was another article on Forbes kind of talking about obviously the same thing, but I wanted to just touch on what they talked about over here, which is Bitcoin has enjoyed some sharp gains over roughly the last month. Even after experiencing its temporary dip today and falling to an intraday low of slightly more than $7,900, the digital currency was up more than 35% from its recent low of $57.85 hit in June. Interestingly enough, many market observers had pointed to anticipation surrounding the Winklevoss proposed ETF as a significant cause of Bitcoin's recent gains, noted eToro senior market analyst Matty Greenspan. The ETF market is huge, he stated in his daily newsletter, emphasizing that approving the proposed fund could potentially open the market to a world of new, well-funded buyers. So, before, I guess I give my opinion, I kind of want to, my opinion is that price, we would be where we are today, whether or not that Winklevoss application was rejected or not. I think we would be where we are right now. But so before we get into the charts and talk about that a little bit, I would like to know what you all think. And you might have been just telling me what you think while I was reading. But how about we just do this real quick? If Lincoln K, I did see the creator of Cardano. I saw his tweet earlier. I wasn't too happy with it. So press 1 if you think that price of Bitcoin is down because of this news with the Winklevoss ETF. Press 2 if you think that the price has nothing to do with it. So 1 if you think it's because, there's a bug in here. 1 if you think it's because price is down because of the ETF. 2 if you don't think so. Poseidon Lou with the super chat. Lou, I appreciate you, man. You should put that $19.99 into Litecoin right now. You should put that $19.99 into Litecoin right now, Poseidon Lou. Me and John, we're gonna have to beat you up or something when we see you. Last night was hilarious when John Kim called you out. Jim Flanagan with a $20 super chat. An ETF would only increase prices sooner than later. Full adoption will make everything higher. ETF or no ETF. That's perfect. That's great. That's like a great comment, Jim. Completely agree. I think right now, so he says full adoption will make everything higher. Yes, ETF or no ETF. And what I'm thinking along, just to kind of piggyback off what Jim just said, is right now, even if ETFs weren't in play, right? I think we would be trading around where we're trading right now. I think the movement would be somewhat the same. I think what's going to happen is if Bitcoin ETFs are to be approved, whether it's now, whether it's next year, whenever it is, that's when the price is most definitely going to react to the news of that happening. I think right now the speculation of it all, I don't think it's playing as big of a role in price movement as many believe it is. I really don't. And kind of just like what I thought, it's like 50-50 split. It seems like 50% of you think that price is affected by this Winklevoss ETF news, and 50% of you think it really isn't and it does not matter. So, So Jose Miguel Lopez says, I believe Litecoin USD is going down because Bitcoin future contracts expire tomorrow. Tyler Scott Illusionist, ETF was pushed to February 2019, I believe. So, what's up, Wendell? Wendell, I got your email today, and I thought what you emailed me was a phenomenal idea, and we need to get a hold of that business owner, and I think we will, with a little bit of persistence. So, what arm? I have a lot of tattoos. By the way, Remarkable asks, what's tattooed on your forearm? Obviously, this one, I'm sure you all can read, faith. This one is Greek, Jesus Christ my Savior in Greek. This one, God is greater than your highs and lows. As you can see, my faith is everything to me. My faith is my foundation. And if you follow me on Twitter, you probably are familiar with that. So let's go into the charts now that we kind of talked about the ETF, and let's actually look at the price action. So, and I spelled Winklevoss, I spelled that wrong in this little. All right, so here's the daily, right? So I have Bitcoin testing support right now at the 200 EMA on a pullback with simultaneous news of Winklevoss ETF being rejected. Because if you want a clear picture of what happened, we had a pullback simultaneously with that news. So that's why everybody's like, oh, it's because of that. Oh, it's not because of that. And this is why, and I want to talk about this, this is why I don't think it's because of that. Because in any uptrend, first of all, Bitcoin, any other cryptocurrency, is going to have pullbacks. It's the nature of trading. It's the nature of charts, and it's completely 100% expectant. And I mean, I would be expectant of this move, whether or not Winklevoss ETF was even in play or not. and we talk about it all the time on this channel. And it's, I mean, that is not what I wanted. We do TA videos like almost every day, right? And whenever we get overextended and we pull away and we're in this overbought area on the stock RSI, and we follow typically the daily or the 4 hour, every time we're overextended and up there, I always throw caution out there for a pullback, because it happens and it's so predictable. Rarely are you ever going to see just green candle on the daily, green candle, green candle, green candle. I mean, really, if you look back, the only time it really happened most recently, like totally, was truly in that crazy uptrend that we had, and especially towards the end of that uptrend. I mean, look at that. The last week of November, and can you see yeah, you can see that. Last week of November up to, mid-December, things got crazy. There weren't many pullbacks, but you can even see there were even little steady signs of consolidation. We had a pullback up here. But when we're in these longer term patterns, you can just see with a quick glance the pullbacks that happen. So if we go to Bitcoin on the 4 hour right now, you can see it. You can see it happened. We have a pullback, and if this ETF news really was affecting Bitcoin price, you would see Bitcoin reacting way more aggressively than this little pullback that we have right here, because that 4 hour candle right there is really, what is it? If we really look at, hold on a second. If we really look at this 4 hour candle, we've got, I mean, it did wick down. So 5% 4 hour candle, but closed 4%. So really nothing crazy. If the market was reacting on news, it would be a way steeper drop in price. So no, I don't think the market is reacting to the news here. I think this is just a general pullback. And to really help you like get a picture that I got earlier today was when I zoomed out on the 4 hour. And it's always good to kind of just go revisit similar moves in the market. So similar move for me would be the second bottom that we had, right? We had that bottom, and then we broke into an uptrend of higher highs and higher lows, similar to what we're hoping for right here. Higher highs, higher lows. So let's go to that second bottom breakout, higher highs, higher lows. We have the same thing happening, right, on Bitcoin chart, 4 hour. We have these pullbacks. So here we had a pullback 6 to 7%. Here we had a pullback 10%. Okay. Here we had a pullback. I actually didn't measure that one, but it's probably around 3 to 4%. So right now, in this most recent uptrend that we're in, we have some consolidation. Now we have a pullback of 6 to 7%. So it's completely normal. I don't think the Winklevoss ETF news is affecting the market at all. And really, it plays into the technical analysis of what we're looking at right now on Bitcoin. So on Bitcoin, and I love Wendell's, I love his comment. Pound that like button, peeps. So on Bitcoin right now, from a technical analysis standpoint, what are we looking for? Well, we got our pullback that we were expecting, or at least looking for. And if you want to kind of talk about the context of that pullback, what more can we look for? On the 4 hour, you can look for possibly pulling back to around 77.50 area. So maybe a little bit more to go. Maybe another couple red candles on the 4 hour till we start really seeing some support built at the 50 EMA on the 4 hour. The 50 EMA on the 4 hour, we talk about it literally all the time, like in every video, whether we're in a bear market, whether we're in like a downtrend like you see here, or an uptrend, we always get pulled back on the 4 hour. We always get pulled back to the 50 EMA. It is just, it's an awesome starting point, especially if you want to learn TA. The 50 EMA is an awesome starting point to kind of build your foundation of knowledge off of. It just gets you used to looking at the charts. It gives you something to work with, some context to work with. So right now, in that not right now, but previously in this downtrend, you see it. Overextended, pulled back to the 50 EMA. Oversold, pulled back to the 50 EMA. Oversold, pulled back to the 50 EMA. Happens all the time. So now when we're in an uptrend, same thing, but on the downside. A little overbought, pulled back. Overbought, pulled back. So expect that to happen. So, and we were anticipating something like that in our most previous TA. And so now we're down here, right? So we want to look for support in that $7,700 to $7,800 area, and support there will prove to be healthy for Bitcoin in this continued bull trend that we are hopefully in. So this would be a higher low for Bitcoin on the 4-hour, and then we start talking about testing previous area of resistance at the $8,400 area. So if this proves true, what I'm talking about on the screen, then $8,400, I mean, could come in the next run that we have. Could be, 24 hours. It could be 48 hours. Only time will tell. So that's really what we're looking at. Litecoin, obviously, Litecoin is really most likely just kind of gonna follow Bitcoin in its path, and kind of do what Bitcoin is doing. I can't do too much of a TA right now at this. You can't do too much of a TA on Litecoin as much as we're tracking it, and I'm definitely looking at it when I open up my charts. But right now, I think Litecoin is definitely kind of following Bitcoin in terms of movement. So but last week, you remember Litecoin kind of took off, did its own thing. They were kind of going separate ways. Times like that are really good times to start messing around with technical analysis on Litecoin, especially. So, crypto hippies profit taking at $110 for Litecoin. And then just back to Bitcoin real quick. I do want to point out one thing on the daily, which is we are definitely testing this 200 EMA. So that 200 EMA is right around 78. It's like right around $7,800. I can't stress enough how awesome it is, right? It's optimistic. It's bullish. The fact that since July 17th, right here, Bitcoin actually broke through the 50 EMA, which is big, and then broke through the 200 EMA, which is big. These are two critical areas that Bitcoin actually broke through, like in the last, 9 days? That's extremely bullish, especially in terms of back here, everybody panicking, trying to find a bottom. The worst case scenarios were going to $3,000, a lot of fear in the market. And look what Bitcoin did. It broke through the 50 EMA and it broke through the 200 EMA on the daily. And right now we have an upswing of that 50. So we still have a ways to go before the 50, we get a bullish cross above the 200 EMA, but it's totally in play right now. And it's just a nice upward movement of higher highs and higher lows. So I wanted to point that out on the daily. And then on the 4-hour, I kind of wanted just to point out if that 200 EMA on the daily does fail, we have right below that is the 50 EMA on the 4-hour that we just talked about. So those are like kind of the two things I wanted to just throw out there for all of you to look out for in the next day or two, because we right now we want to see some support for Bitcoin at these areas. So those areas are really $77 up to $7,800. That channel right there, pretty important for Bitcoin. Let's see if it holds over the next day or two, but time will tell. Time will certainly tell. Pavel SJP says, market dropping, fake news, LOL. So I think Pavel SJP thinks that it is the news affecting the markets. Drew Blood 21, Tesla equals duct tape and foam. Do you think Elon Musk owns crypto? I do. I bet you Warren Buffett owns crypto. I mean, I'm not saying they would say they owned it. Jim Flanagan says, remember Japan owns the most Bitcoin and they could care less about the Twins ETF. So those are really, I just wanted to go over some pieces of news for you, and as well as go over Bitcoin charts. I wanted to do a video tonight. I thought I'd keep it around a half hour. Dino Party says, I bet you Dan owns crypto. I do own cryptocurrency. It's true. JJ Black, thanks for all your hard work and free TA, Dan. Love this channel. Appreciate that, man. I really do. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Jose Miguel, I'll bet Trump is a Bitcoin whale. Tech Lords in the house. Thanks, man. Thanks for your post over on the Launchpad. And sorry I'm tired tonight, guys. It's been a crazy day driving. I can't wait just to go lay down and relax. Remarkable. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Wendell says, go do that married thing. Steven Herzog in the house. What's up, man? I thought you were going to bed. I saw you over on Twitter. You were going to bed. You're late, Steven, says Market. Says Mexican Charlie Lee. So we also got this post on my... Where was that? On my tweet earlier about traveling, and you know, my entrepreneurial inspiration tweet that I tried throwing out there to everybody. We also got this guy tweet, who I don't know if you guys are on Twitter, but this guy was going off on like all of Litecoin. I think Charlie Lee even may have gotten involved. I forget, but he was like tweeting to everybody, and he basically threw a hissy fit. And he basically said he's selling all his Litecoin. He's done with it all. And this guy, One Boy, says, and then he commented on my entrepreneurial inspiration. He said, dude, you and that John Kim are such drama queens. It's kind of cringe and disturbing. So I was like, why does this guy hate, first of all, Litecoin so much? But why does he hate on everybody that's in Litecoin? Especially when people are trying to just spread positivity, you know, be there for each other. But I'm just like so sick of seeing, and you can see, first of all, and I really apologize. I know there's people in here that like cats, but I just cannot stand this dude. I can't stand his comments. And the fact that he has a cat in his profile picture, I don't do this a lot, but I thought I would do it. And I'm just going to block. I got to block him. I don't do that. That's not me. That's not my style. But I can't stand seeing that cat and his negative comments anymore. 111, man. I'm sorry. But peace out. Peace out, bro. So those are my thoughts today. If you haven't gone over to cryptocapitalventure.io, join the Launchpad. Go over there. We have some cool people over there. Everybody's getting to know each other a little bit, and we get to chat. We do some live chat. John Kim is in the house. He said I blocked him long ago. Dude, John, he was talking trash. I don't know if you just saw that tweet, but he was talking trash on you. That's not cool, man. Poseidon Lou, 1999, dude. You got John Kim. Can we put this on your tour to go put Lou in, you know, I don't know, super chat jail? Poseidon Lou, man, I really appreciate your support. I do. Tyler Scott Illusionist says, Dan, I suspect you will be at Litecoin Summit. Absolutely, 100%. Hoping to do some really cool live streams. I think I have a booth there. And hopefully we'll get some like ridiculous interviews. Like we'll get Charlie Lee to say what's up. So if you're not going to be able to get to the summit, I'm going to do my best to like always be on my phone streaming, just talking to people, trying to get you guys up close and personal with what's going on so you can kind of feel the vibes and you can feel the energy. So, yeah. Time for me to go hang out with Sarah, everybody. We covered charts, we covered some news. Yet again, I just want to say one more time, I don't think it's the ETFs affecting price right now. I think this is just a typical pullback that that not only cryptos but traditional markets do. So let's see support $70, $77, $7,800, and hopefully we get a bounce here in the next 24 hours or so. I truly appreciate all of you. Once again, I apologize. I know I'm tired tonight, but really fun to come by. Thanks for being patient with me as I come on and do a live stream. I didn't feel like editing, so you guys make it easy for me to do that. Plus, it's just awesome talking with all of you, so really appreciate you. As always, I will definitely see you in the next video, and God bless.